And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Thrashers Paradise. We are once again on Skype, and we are interviewing today Philadelphia's World Below. Gentlemen, how are you two doing today?
We're doing well, Colin. Yourself?
What's up?
It's June, and it's cold still in Canada, so I'm okay.
It sucks.
It could be worse. There could be snow.
Yeah.
So how are you two gentlemen holding up in Philly?
It's still social distancing is still in place, and some businesses are starting to open up, but a lot of other ones are still closed. So work schedules are weird, all that stuff.
The bombs stopped going off around their house from the protests, so sleeping a little better at night. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's good not to have a Civil War soundtrack going on out your window.
Yeah,
It's rough.
Fair enough. Well, I'm glad that seems to be calming down in your area. Now with that said, last year you released your debut release, Carrion. It's 7 songs and it's a very excellent album or EP. I'm still confused on the difference. Is it an album or an EP?
I mean, releases are so strange in 2020. I feel like a lot of professionals, people that are really, really serious in the business, go on and on about how the classic business model of, writing 10, 12 songs and every 2 years, that's not enough to keep people interested. So, unless you're like already super established, your best bet's probably to do smaller snippets and release more frequently. At least that's what a lot of our friends and our colleagues have been doing, and we're kind of getting into that model ourselves.
Now, because of all this COVID stuff happening, does this kind of delay the next release?
In some ways, we're lucky. He and I literally are neighbors, so we write the music, so we get to hang out and continue writing. And the drummer also our neighbor, so these are my quarantine buddies, like him and Jeff. So we've been writing, which is awesome. And a lot of people, they don't have the ability to do that while everything was kind of locked down and practice spaces were closed, studios were closed.
Yeah. Anybody that sees this and watches this, please don't get mad at us. We left the house once a week to jam with just the 3 of us in an empty building. And there was no one else in that room for a week, so there was a bunch of dead germs in there. It was cool. Sorry if we broke the ball.
Don't hate us.
Please don't not listen to us because we broke social distancing a little bit. But for mental health's sake, jamming with these dudes is just you look forward to we practice on Wednesdays. So even though it's only half the band, it's still like a relief to be able to hang out with my dudes for a couple hours just to jam.
It's the only time we've really been leaving our house, other than grocery shopping. So
and beer.
Beer's important too.
Shopping. I mean, come on, beer's a grocery. Argue with me. But yeah, that's like the only thing that we've had. So I feel that social distancing guidelines are still being held because of the fact that it was just the 3 of us, and they're the same 2 people. Him and the drummer are 2 of the only people I've seen this entire time. So it was a stress relief, from the bit of loneliness from, the lockdown and everything. And also something constructive to do with all that free time that we had,
Yeah. So back to your original question. No, it hasn't been slowing down. We're on our 4th or 5th song we've been writing.
Excellent. Now back to Carrion. What was it like to finally just release it and have it out there in the world to hear?
I'll let you take that.
So when we put out our demo, like most people's demos that aren't hardcore bands, it's not the greatest. You don't rush it, but you want to get it out because you're a new band or whatever. So to put out the follow-up to it, which is light years better, we plateaued from the demo to the Carrion, whatever you want to call it, LP, EP. Because when you don't put stuff out on vinyl, you never really know if it's a 7-inch EP or an LP. But when we put it out, it was awesome. We got a lot of good feedback right away. Got a lot of social networking and stuff like that right away. And overall, we didn't get too many reviews on that because we're an independent band. We don't really have label support or anything. But everything I did see that was about the record was all positive. It was a lot of referencing to bands that we were actually going for, like the whole entire Euro style thrash, whatever you want to call it. So it's cool that not a lot of bands do that kind of stuff anymore. It was really shunned upon for a good decade. You can't do that kind of stuff. So with us just like doing it and basically doing what we love and playing fast, and everybody like pretty much, you know, accepting it for what it is and not going like, oh, you know, this isn't Power Trip, but still they love it. You know, it's a thrash metal album. It's a little bit different than everybody doing the same throwback stuff, which is cool too. But, you know, for us to make a change of pace and to get positive feedback, it was awesome.
Excellent. Now, for each of you individually, what was your favorite song off of the album?
That's a tough choice.
What's track 3?
Track 3 is Tyrannicide.
Tyrannicide. I like that one.
You know, I think that the last track on the album is probably my favorite for a couple of reasons. I really enjoy the trem picking part in the beginning that we go back to in the end. Just playing riffs like that is really fun, you know, and I just think that the structure of the song is just, it flows really well. So I'd go Carry On.
Okay. What was the hardest part about making this album?
I don't know. There was like, you know, every time we record, and this is something that I look forward to, I feel like we push ourselves a bit more. So there were several parts that I would consider difficult. There were some rhythm parts that were difficult. Jeff really pushed himself on the drums, and I know that, and he really came through. Like Jeff really has been working on his double bass technique over the past, I want to say 2 years or 3 years now. It just something clicked. So I would say there's parts that were equally difficult. I don't think that there was one hardest part. There were some parts that flowed really well in the studio and came out, and there were some other parts that took a little bit more of a heavy hand to get to where we wanted it to be, you know?
Yeah.
I guess if I wanted to give you one part from me, the guitar solo for Tyrannicide has a part in it. Basically the last part in it. It's just a tough part for me. String skipping's not my best, but I try. So that was one that took me a couple more tries than I probably wanted to admit.
Okay. Now you started writing some new songs. What have you done differently with these songs that you didn't do with the songs from Carrion?
Not settle. Pay more attention to the actual songwriting process. Not getting mad at ourselves when it might take a little bit more than 2 to 3 weeks to write a song to get it exactly the way we want it to.
Mm-hmm.
Like even with the 3.5, 4 songs we're doing right now, they're light years better than, you know, and every band says that. You're supposed to think that. But these songs just musically and written wise are just like, they are much more I don't know. They're strategically written. They're very good and laid out songs. We thought about it, and we changed a little bit of stuff where the dynamic isn't as much as like the whole Euro thrash thing as it was on Carrion, but it's still fast as shit in a lot of parts, and it's awesome.
Excellent. Now, the one thing I do love the best about the album is the album artwork. What made you want to set? If I can figure out the right words to say, what made you want to go with this artwork for the album cover?
Dom.
That's Dom and Dom's lyrics.
Yeah, that's Dom. That's Dom. That's like Dom's modus operandi. It's I definitely, it's cool. You know, like I feel weird because we're both Jewish and the drummer's Jewish.
Oh!
So I'm like, all right, Dom. That's, you know, I think it's cool. I definitely do. I don't know, you know, if that personally speaks to me as much as it does to Dom, but Dom does a lot of the lyrics, and I appreciate his artistic input on that stuff. But yeah, that's definitely his thing. You like it though?
Yeah, I love it. Do you guys have like shirts or long sleeves of it?
We don't have long sleeves though.
We don't have long sleeves, but we got regular short sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
Where might one be able to find those?
We still don't have a. We never set up a market or anything. Like that.
We'll have to get on that. But
we'll have to do it through Bandcamp probably.
That's probably where you're gonna find it. We'll probably get that set up.
Honestly, if anybody ever was as interested as yourself, just shoot us an email, man.
Yeah.
We can figure something out through USPS or something like that, or UPS or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we need to get that set up. But we actually just like, you know, we've only been even playing shows for, I guess it's like a little bit over 2 years, but saying the past 4 months haven't even really been anything. So like, you know, it's weird. We still feel like it's new, and also as you get older, time moves faster. But yeah, we're still getting that stuff ironed out. But we've been selling them at the shows that we play, you know, that kind of thing.
And what's it been like? Like, do people do the again? If I can figure out the right words to say, when you perform live, is there a good reception from the audience towards you guys?
I'd like to say, yeah.
Yeah, majority of the time, whether we're playing in front of friends or strangers, new places, wherever, we're perceived pretty well. Like, we don't get a lot of moshers and, you know, dudes with face tattoos spin kicking people, but you know, people bang their head, they clap, they don't walk out. So I mean,
That's the
most of
important part.
time,
Yeah,
we get a pretty positive response. We do well. Like even when we played like Binghamton the first time, or the couple times we played Baltimore or what have you, Richmond, Virginia Beach.
Mhm.
We had kids like not like dancing, moshing, but you know, like just vibing, as the kids say nowadays. People were vibing. Yeah, they were vibing, man. I don't, you know, growing up, you always want someone to get drop kicked, and that's like the oh, your band's really good as long as people are getting hurt and someone stage dives and breaks someone's neck. Like, nah, man. If everybody in the audience is just like
having a good time,
this is fucking cool and pounding their beer, we're good, man. I think that's a positive thing.
Just enjoying the tunes, you know, hanging out.
And that's perfect. Now, I don't know much about the Philadelphia metal scene, but is it a hard scene to break into?
It depends on the style of music you're playing.
Yeah, metal is there's so many different subgenres, and Philly is so very hip and difficult. I mean, we're known as a difficult city for everything. Like, we say hi to each other, sup, dickhead. Like, that's how we friendly talk. So when you're breaking out, it's like you have, like I said earlier, like the old thrash dudes, like the old SDM dudes, and then you have slam dudes, and then you have like, and we're trying to fit somewhere in there. So I wouldn't say it's like hard, but it's difficult. I mean, especially when you're playing a different type, it's not the flavor of the week kind of stuff. Let's be honest here, we're in a hardcore city.
Mhm.
Like Phil,
Okay.
like when you see these tours coming through, especially like a lot of the bands we like, whether they're death or thrash or whatever, like the European bands, they'll play Reading or they'll play Baltimore and New York, and they'll totally skip Philadelphia, which stinks because as a whole, if those bands are skipping Philadelphia, that means that there's not a big giant like European metal fan base here.
Mhm.
Years ago
Okay.
it was different, but nowadays it's like hardcore bands, thrash bands, and like we got a lot of slam bands around here. Between us and
I
South
would say
Jersey.
grind is pretty
Oh,
popular.
and grind too. Yeah, grind is definitely popular around here.
Okay.
As far as metalcore too. Like,
So,
yeah.
so like good, like so playing a band that like, you know, that's thrash that isn't like throwback thrash, you know, they're it's not, you know, it's a little bit tougher. They're like, oh, it's a Europeanish stuff. I see what you're doing.
It takes a little bit more to win people over.
Yeah.
Just a
Oh
little.
yeah.
It's not like hard. If you're good at your shit and you write cool songs, it is what it is. Philadelphia will respect you. But, you know, because we're a little out of pocket, it's a little bit more difficult than if we started like a band that sounded like, I don't know, like fucking Aborted or something like that. We started like a beat down fucking like crazy tech death metal band. People would be like, ugh, crazy.
Yeah, so like when we play shows, like it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, but there's normally not many bands that are doing hitting the same genre points that we are. You know, we'll play with death metal bands, we'll play with more thrashy hardcore bands. You know, so we just kind of, I wouldn't say it's stick out, but we are a little bit different from the rest of the roster most of the time. This is in Philly specifically.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's awesome. So, for each of you individually, once shows start back up, where's the first venue you like to perform at?
I'm gonna go Kung Fu Necktie.
That's exactly yeah, Kung Fu Necktie. It's a really, really cool place. It's got a nice stage. It's I would call it intimate, but it's not like super tiny. Bartenders are super nice. The drinks are big, and the people that come out are normally awesome. So yeah, that's a great
it's like
place.
150, 170 cap room, and like he just said, Guy Chicken that owns a spot, super decent guy, always helps out bands and everything. All the bartenders there are cool as shit. There's never any problems unless you're like, I mean, I'm pretty sure when the metal and hardcore shows are done and they have the DJ nights, there's probably more problems with those dickhead kids. But as far as like metal shows and hardcore shows, punk shows, rock, whatever, there's a lot of people. It's just like a really cool scene. It's like there's never any bullshit at this venue, and it always
Mhm.
sounds fucking killer on and off stage.
Mhm.
As far as like the smallest venues in the city, as far as sound, every time I played there, no matter what band, always killer, always fucking killer.
Yeah.
Okay, now kind of moving on from that one. For each of you individually, where's the one city outside of Philadelphia that you would really like to make a big name for yourselves?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go Austin, Texas.
I guess I would say it would be cool to be bigger in Baltimore. Actually, I think that would be fun. But Baltimore doesn't have as many DIY venues anymore either. But I always think Baltimore is just a cool place. I like that area. We have a lot of band friends from that area. So I'd say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Austin for sure.
Now, just so I'm very curious about this. What is the most Philadelphian thing one person can do?
Hoagie mouth.
What is a hoagie mouth?
A hoagie mouth is, as you can tell by our accent, specifically mine, that it's not exactly diarrhea, but what is it called? What is it like? My dialect? My dialect constantly sounds like I'm just saying slang with eating a hoagie at the same time. Our accent is the best, but we understand that it's a distinguished trash talk. Hoagie mouth.
Hoagie mouth. That is awesome and a nice little piece of information to know. Thank you, gentlemen.
If you were to walk in this room right now and me and him were just shooting the shit and we start our sentences with either yo dude or I'll fucking, that is hoagie mouth.
Okay.
Tell you what, dude.
Yeah, tell you what, dude. Oh man, my cousin Joey works over here, dude. We can get us in, get fucking
Dude,
beers.
you want to go get some beers on the stoop, dude?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you want to go fucking sit on the stoop? Pretty nice day outside today, dude.
Dude, I'm
And
fucking
that's how we
enjoying this
talk.
day, dude. It's fucking sick outside.
Holy crap, you guys sound like Newfoundlanders.
I mean,
That's a province up here in Canada. They got very distinct accents.
yeah. Philadelphia's out there, man. We are very unique.
Yeah, dude, getting that water ice.
Yeah, water ice, exactly.
Did you say water ice?
No, I said water ice.
No, you
dog.
heard us. It's water.
Water.
WOODER. Water. I dated a girl that worked at a couple restaurants to the point where she had to retrain herself how to say water instead of water. Because when people would come in and they were from out of town, they had no idea what the fuck she was asking. I'm like, you guys want a glass of water? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That is excellent. Okay. 4 more questions for you, gentlemen. Outside of the States, where's the one place you would like to perform very badly?
Japan. Somewhere in Japan would be awesome.
I would either say Germany, but Japan was the first one that popped in my head. I just had a feeling he was going to say it. I kind of wanted to be different, but yeah, Japan, for sure.
Excellent. Now, when one goes to Philadelphia, it is known that the Philly cheesesteak is iconic there. Where is the best place to find a Philly cheesesteak?
Steve Steaks in Northeast Philadelphia, not South Philly, not fucking downtown. That place, Angelo's, that everybody saw on Barstool Sports, still haven't had it. Apparently, it's amazing. But my entire life, Steve's Princess Steaks in the Northeast section of Philadelphia is the OG, best cheesesteak. Boogers and sweat dripping down the grill, and that's why it tastes so good.
So I grew up right next to Steve Steaks, like right next to it, and I'm still gonna pick this place right around the corner from me over here. Yeah. Kitty's Luncheonette. Yeah, dude, dude. Everyone's opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and they all fucking stink. But I'm telling you, that's a good cheesesteak right there.
Okay. Now, a very common thing that's been happening in recent years with a lot of metal bands is that they seem to be partnering up with either breweries or distilleries to come out with their own signature line of alcohol. If World Below ever got to that point in their career, what kind of alcohol would you want, and what would be the name of it?
So I just want to start this off by saying I would want it to be a triple IPA. I'm talking about something that's like That's like, I don't even think that's a thing, but let's make it like 13%.
Oh shit! Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what we would call it, man.
I would bake beer. Also, probably not that strong. This guy has a problem for anything that's under like 9% alcohol, which is crazy to me.
I like it strong.
Yeah, he does. But yeah, I don't know. What would be called? We're not original. We'd probably just name it after one of the fucking songs. Like,
I mean,
honestly.
Yeah.
That's a lot of musicians.
Oh, Tyrannus
do.
died.
Probably something about Dom hating God or
Yeah.
something like that. You know.
God sucks. Here.
Yeah, basically, it would be something he picked out, and he would really think about it. It would be some kind of fucking "I hate the Bible," the God sucks, blah blah blah, is not real, something like that. Yeah, God's not
Christ
real.
tears.
Sure, and the Jews don't care.
Yep. Yeah, it's easy. Really easy.
All right, and now the final question we always ask first-time guest right here on Thrashers Paradise is, I gotta clear my throat for this one. Who would win in a fight, Lemmy or God?
Lemmy, because God doesn't exist.
Trick question. Come on, man. Lemmy is God.
Oh.
Come on, dude.
Well, both are correct, regardless.
His pop culture is more in the video game realm. I'm the cinema guy. I'm the movie
Okay.
guy.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, thank you both so much for coming on Thrashers Paradise today. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the Canadian people watching this?
I don't know what your protests are like, but if all the young kids are out there protesting, Black Lives Matter, keep fucking doing your thing.
Yep, totally. Black Lives Matter.
That's the most important thing right now. Black Lives Matter. Keep doing your fucking thing, and I'll keep donating to get you guys out of jail. Americans and Canadians.
Wait, is that really a thing to donate to get people out of jail?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys are peaceful.
Yeah,
I think you guys did I think you guys did protest a little bit peacefully.
Yeah, we do we have our protests here.
Yeah, it's like the cops up there don't lock you guys up for more stuff than we do down here for some reason. It's crazy. I don't know why the whole entire world's upset it's really weird. I don't know. But yeah, Black Lives Matter. Keep fucking protesting, doing your thing. Everything else is nonchalant, and hopefully when the world gets back to, kind of normal in 2021, we can come up there and fucking jam for y'all.
Oh yeah, it'd be great to meet you guys in person. Yeah, it would be great to meet you guys in person.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for having us, Colin.
Oh, you're
a pleasure.
welcome. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. And until next time, keep on thrashing.
Fucking right.
Take
dude.
care.